So before starting the class, and I hope everyone will join soon. So let me introduce myself. So I'm currently I'm an Enroll agent who recently cleared in the month of June, and I have an experience around 4+ years in the US taxation field. You can turn on your mics. You can put off your video. You can turn on your mics.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, before going to that, can you you people can give a brief, at least 1 or 2 lines about yourself, so that we can interact. We can keep the conversation as interaction, and we can build our relationship as well. So yeah, starting from somewhere you can start giving your introduction, self-introduction. Hello.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Yes.
Sir, my name is Shomojit Jodhar.
Okay.
Sir, I live in Kolkata, and I have completed my school education from Jadavpur Vidyapith.
Okay.
And after that, I have done my BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering from Techno India University in 2018. And now I am pursuing my MBA from Institute of Engineering Management in Marketing and Finance.
Okay, good.
And my hobbies are playing chess, cricket, etc.
Okay, yeah,
that's
good
all
to
about
hear
me,
that.
sir.
Yeah. So yeah. So next, Ankita, you can introduce yourself.
Good morning, sir. I am Ankita Kundu. I am from Barashat. I have graduated from Bethune College in Economics. Now I am pursuing Masters in Business Administration from Institute of Engineering and Management, Kolkata. I have my specialization in the field of marketing and finance, and I want to build a career in the field of taxation. And my hobbies are listening to music, reading detective storybooks, and cooking. And that's all for myself. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you're welcome. Good to hear. So yeah, Vivek, please.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
I'm audible, right?
Yeah, you're audible, yes.
Okay, so first of all, my name is Vivek Gupta, and my full name is actually Vivek Gupta. So I am actually okay. So yeah, I have a commerce background, and I have pursued BMS Finance, Bachelor of Management Studies in Finance. So right now I'm doing my MBA, just like all of them.
Okay.
And I'm inclined to taxation, mainly US taxation, because in our college, our HOD sir is taking the ITCC class. So I'm really excited for that, for this course. And like these friends, with these friends, our HOD sir chose me. It was really a great privilege for me. And talking about my hobbies and all, I'm a guitarist and a pianist. So also inclined in music, listening to, watching films, binging on movies. So these are the things about me. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's nice to hear you. Nice talking to you. Okay. So yeah, next.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Ajit. Yeah.
My name is Arijit Gupta. I am from the same college they are in right now, MBA in Finance and Marketing. And I have graduated with Electronics Honors degree from Calcutta University.
Okay.
And going for my hobbies, I am a biker and I like traveling. So that's all about me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good to hear that.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, morning.
I am Shreya Ghosh,
right? Yeah.
from Andul, Howrah, West Bengal. I passed my schooling in GHS Girls School, and then I completed my diploma in civil engineering in 2016. After that, I completed my BTech in civil engineering in 2019. After 2 years continuing my job, now I am pursuing MBA in field of marketing and finance. I want to build career as a tax specialist, so I joined here. Thank you.
Good to hear. Yeah. So next, Neeraj, you can talk.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yeah,
My name is Neeraj Anand. After my graduation, I did my my graduation was hotel management way back in 2010. I did my MBA in 2012, and I have also done my LLB. I'm a teacher by profession, so wanted to stabilize my career into working in a corporate sector. So that is the reason why I have joined this session and wanted to know more about this particular program.
Okay. Yeah. You want to like build your career in US taxation field?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good to hear. Yeah. So, Ratin Mukherjee. Yeah, you can.
Surya, actually, Rathin sir is our one of our senior advisor in our company.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Good morning, everybody.
So, yeah.
Am I
Good
audible?
morning, ma'am. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Welcome to all of you in this Zoom
Good
meeting.
morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, Shreya. Good morning, Ankita.
Good morning, ma'am.
Vivek, Samajit,
Good morning,
Triyasha.
ma'am.
Yeah, good morning, Neeraj. Good morning, Srishti. Good morning, Shivam. Okay, so Shreya, are we expecting anybody else, or should we give some 2-3 minutes for other people?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
2 to 3 minutes. Just I'm trying to reach other prospects.
Sure.
I think Srishti and everyone has joined, but I'm just expecting 2 to 3 prospects. Just give us a 2 to 3 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Meanwhile, Surya, you can just talk about in general details about your introduction.
Sure. Yeah. So, yeah. So everyone here, so let me explain, let me give an introduction about myself once again. So myself, Surya Sai Chinta, and I'm from Hyderabad. When I recently completed my Enroll agent course, and I'm a tax professional working in Sentient, who have experience around 4+ years in US taxation, whereas it completely includes individual as well as business tax preparation as well. And I'm here to teach you about for the part 2, which includes all the business tax, the business tax session completely. And if you have any doubts regarding that, you can feel free to reach out to me, or else you can reach out to the management. They'll connect me with you so that we can discuss more on this. And coming to this Enroll agent course, as you know that EA is all about like taxation. It doesn't include auditing, accounts, any other like different sector like business business laws and all. It's completely into taxation. It's complete like we are going keen of depth into taxation field, whereabout it completely includes individual as well as business preparation. Business taxation as well. So yeah. So like Shreya, everyone joined, or is like I can move forward with all.
Yeah, you can move forward. Okay.
Okay.
Let them join. I will intimate you in chat. Let them join. You can start.
Meanwhile, we can start with the introduction process of the students.
Okay.
Ma'am, that has already been done.
That's done. Yeah? Okay, fine.
Yes.
So let's start. Yeah.
So 2 to 3 people they haven't introduced themselves. They recently joined. They can continue. And the meanwhile, other people can also join. I believe. So yeah, Srishti, yeah, you can tell me about yourself.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir. So I'm Srishti Jain. I have done my undergraduate in BCom honors from Calcutta University. Currently pursuing MBA from IEM.
Okay, good.
And I'm looking forward to this course.
Okay. Yeah. So that's okay. Thank you. Yeah. So Shivam, yeah, you can tell me about yourself.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
My name is Shivam Singh. I have also done my graduation in BCom Honors Finance. And currently I'm pursuing MBA. I drew my keen interest in taxation from my experience in Highland. Over there, I was placed as a tax I was working in tax for UK, and it was very interesting for me to learn about different countries. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to this course to learn more about taxation of USA. Thank you.
I mean, you mean you have a work experience like in taxation?
Sir, actually, it was for 2 months only. It was our internship period.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I mean, you worked in individual or a business tax returns?
It was an individual UK.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Oh, got it. Yeah. So
We have Libu here with us. Libu, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning, everybody. My name is Libu. I'm a qualified chartered accountant working currently in Kuwait. Additionally, I've done my MCOM from IGNO.
Okay, that's great. You're from Kuwait. Okay, fine. Anybody else? Neeraj, have you introduced yourself?
Sir, yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, fine. So we are done, I think, with the introduction.
okay. So yeah, before moving forward, like I just have like a few questions. I want to know like, is there any person who has like complete, I mean, qualified chartered accountants or else any chartered accountants like who are pursuing chartered accountancy? Anyone like that? They can raise their hands. You have an option in Zoom that you can raise your hand. You can do that. From a background of chartered accountancy or anyone like CPAs or anyone.
I think it's only Libu.
Oh, okay. Oh, Libu, yeah. Good to hear. So you, Libu, I mean, you are a chartered accountant, right?
I'm a chartered accountant. Currently, I'm doing my CPA. I've completed one paper of CPA as well.
May I know in which paper you completed?
Far.
Okay. So I hope like you know that regulation will also consist of like completely taxation.
Right. I'm scheduled to take AUD in October. After that, I'll be going for rent.
Okay. So yeah, I just want to tell you that for all the people like regulations in CPA, we have a subject called regulations and a paper which is completely about taxation. But compared to in CPA, EA have more like knowledge about the taxation relating to subject knowledge. But in the part of like regulations, we'll have a few. There will be a few points will be missed. So here in EA, you can learn many things where you can easily appear for the regulations by taking this course, like the part 1 and part 2 and part 3 as well in the Enroll agent course. So
I'd like
clearly
to
like
welcome. Yeah, Surya, I'd like to introduce you with Dr. Professor Arijit Gupta, who has just joined here, and he is one of our mentors. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Shreya, for introducing.
Welcome,
Okay.
Professor.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Surya, we can continue.
So yeah. So people, I'm sharing my screen. I just prepared a PPT where I can clearly explain you about the course. And if you have any doubts, we'll be having a Q&A session at the end. So you can make a note of it, like if you come across any doubts or any related questions, anything, you can ask me, and you can just raise your hands. I'll allow you to speak, and that's it. So let me share my screen once. Yeah. So you people can see that, right? Everyone? Hello. Okay. So yeah, and I want to give you once again like explain like brief explanation about myself because you like a few people joined recently. So myself, Chinta Surya sir, and I'm an Enroll agent and a US tax professional who have experience around 4+ years into individual and a business tax returns. So I'm here to teach you. I'm here.
Just a second. Libu, could you please mute yourself because some background noise is coming from your place.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So yes.
Yes, Surya, we can continue.
Okay. So coming to the introduction about the US taxation, we are like here to know about the Enroll agent course, which is a it is a license given by the IRS and Internal Revenue Service, which is also known as a government in USA. So basically, if you want to know like who is an Enroll agent is a person who has earned the privilege of representing taxpayers before the Internal Revenue Service. Like we have chartered accountants in India, right? I believe you know that, like people who file taxes for the companies and for the individuals, and for any other like organization like partnerships, and if you have any limited liability corporations, such as self-employment businesses. So all these people, we have chartered accountants in India. Same as well, they have CPAs in USA. But coming to this Enroll agent is completely is all about like taxation. Who prepares tax returns for the individual and the business organizations, and who will represent themselves on behalf of the client, like taxpayers, who are also known as taxpayers, in front of IRS. IRS is known as like Internal Revenue Service. So basically, I just want to tell you the difference between like CPA and EA, because like basically CPAs are restricted to only to prepare or to file the tax returns only for the few states, and CPA is more into like auditing accounts and all. It's less into taxation. But coming to this Enroll agent, it is more into taxation. So yeah, and you can see that the Enroll agent is a person who has earned the privilege of like representing taxpayers before the Internal Revenue Service, either by passing a 3-part comprehensive IRS test covering individuals and business tax returns. As I mentioned, that there will be 3 parts, which is like individual, business, and the third part is like tax representation. So, or else you have an option like whether you can become an IRS Enroll agent, where if you work to the, if you work in a sector, it's completely into, you have an IRS body, like a corporate, not a corporate, it's a government. It's a governance. So if you work there for 5 years, you'll be you have a certificate without clearing all these exams. You'll be having a certification as known as Enroll agent. They'll be providing you a certification called Enroll agent as well, without writing the exams. So that is what here they mentioned. Through experience as a former IRS employee, you should be an employee for the IRS for the period of like 5 years, and they'll provide you a certification called Enroll agent, so that you can start preparing the tax returns, and you can like guide, and you can guide the taxpayers how to prepare the returns, and how to how to exclude how to get benefits before paying the very high tax rates and all. And moving forward, you have like it's all about like EA exam. EA exam is all about like you have like 3. It's completely about 100 multiple choice questions. Each part consists of 100 multiple choice. So part 1 talks about individual taxes, and part 2 talks about business taxes, whereas part 3 talks about representation. So each part will have like 100 MCQ questions. So you no need to like completely you need to correct all the you need to mark all the correct 100 MCQ. It's not like that. If you at least like give 75 questions like correctly, like if you mark them correct, like choose the correct answers, so that you can easily clear the exam. And it's very easy to understand the subject, and it's very easy to clear the exams as well. And it takes a very less period as well. And yeah, this is about examination part. And so coming to the moving forward, we have how many papers do we need to study? Like it's a question. So you need to study like three papers, which are like individual business taxes and tax representation. This tax representation is all about representing yourself on behalf of the taxpayer. You know who is taxpayer, right? I mean, if anyone wants to talk, they can just turn on their mics and they can talk to me.
Surya, there is a little voice break issue. I don't know whether other people are facing the same.
Yes, ma'am, it's glitching.
A little bit of voice break issue is there at your end.
Sorry. I'm
Voice
sorry.
break.
Can you hear me now? Voice
we
break?
can hear you. Of course, we can hear you, but the voice is breaking a
Sir,
little
the voice
bit.
is breaking, sir. There is some glitch.
Yeah. So I'd request you, Surya, if you can go a little slow.
Oh,
then
yeah,
it will be easier for us to understand. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Yeah. So okay. That's good. I'll let that once again. I want to tell you about that for the examination. Coming to the examination part, we have like three parts. First one is like individual taxes. Now you can hear me properly, right? Without any disturbance.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
can hear you. Yes.
Okay, yeah. So coming to the part one, it's all about individual taxes, where you'll be filing taxes for the people who are like completely individual. They are not into business returns. They're not. They doesn't have any business. They doesn't have any self-employment. All these are coming into part two. But part one is all about individuals. Like we have who are like people working in any employment, who will get the way in the form. Who will get an income in the form of wages, and who will get them in the form of income like rental, stocks, cryptocurrency. So all these sources of income will be included in the income of individual. So part one is completely about individual taxes. They doesn't include any business returns. It doesn't include any self-employment business. They doesn't include any LLC like limited liability corporation. They doesn't include any partnership. It's all about individual taxes. So part one is very easy to understand, very easy to clear the exam as well. So coming to part two. Part two is all about business taxes, which includes partnership, which includes S corporation, which includes C corporation, and which includes self-employment business as well. So in this part two, you'll be learning about learning all the things about business taxes, completely about business taxes. And coming to part three, it's about representation. For suppose if the client gets any notice, let us assume and there was a mistake done by the preparer, or there was a mistake done by the taxpayer who doesn't provide any particular information, so that they'll be receiving a notice. So notices like in India, you will also receive some notices if you are not filing your returns properly. If you are claiming any additional benefits without any proper supporting document, you will get some notices. I hope this year 2021 tax returns you got many people received notices for just claiming all the benefits, whatever they can, without any proper documentation. So they got notices. So the same way, yeah. So yeah. So the same way in US also, the people who if there is any mistake, if they are not including any source of income or any supporting document, they'll get a notice. So that notice, to represent, to resolve those notices, we'll be learning all these topics in the part three, which is called as tax representation in front of IRS. So that's all about part three. And moving forward, I want to tell you we have papers, as I earlier mentioned, individual taxes, business taxes, and tax representation. These are the three papers you need to clear so that you'll become an enroll agent after filing Form 23. So yeah, as I told that examination questions is only like completely MCQs. It's like multiple choice questions. You don't need to you don't need to remember any theory, or you don't need to remember there won't be any pen used complete. Hello. Umama Ishwari, can you just mute yourself? Yeah. So yeah. So coming to questions part, it's completely about like multiple choice questions. The 100 questions will be like multiple choice questions. In that 75% will be like in that 75 questions will be completely about the subject what I'm teaching you, and the 15 questions will be and the rest 25 questions will be tested based on your skills, like based on your experience, based on your it's all about like practicality. When it comes to practicality, it's all about it's going to be those 25 questions will be like completely into practical sessions. So that for those questions also I'll be helping you to teach you all those, so that you can easily clear the exam for the examination part. And the pass percentage for the exam is 75%, and you'll be getting the result on the same day. There is no waiting period. As if you once after applying for the exam, when you wrote the exam, after completion of like 3 hours, you'll be having an option like there is submit. Once if you submit the the examination, you'll be on the same very next second you'll find out your results, whether you passed or whether you failed. So if you once after passing that, you'll be getting an email to your email that whatever the point, like there will be differentiation like levels, level 3, level 2, level 1. So if you are like excellent, you'll be getting level 3. If you are like average, it will be level 2. If you're like 1, it's like below the average. The results will be in that way. But one, if it's pass, I mean, it doesn't matter whether you get any level. I mean, the result should be like pass. That's it. So they don't believe on this like the differentiation between like levels and all, like the best, average, and the below average. It won't be like. I hope after my teaching and all, I hope my students will be like above the average. There won't be any person who will be getting the below for sure, because I'll be helping you on all the possibility ways where you can easily learn the subject and you can easily clear the exams as well. And coming to the examination part where you can write the exam, it's like you can write in India itself, and it's a prometric center, and the prometric centers are available in metropolitan cities like Kolkata, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Delhi. Recently they started in Kerala as well, but I hope now currently there is no I mean, they are not conducting exams in every metropolitan city. They are only conducting most preferentially like Bangalore, and next Hyderabad, and like last preference is Delhi, because sometimes if you are like appearing for the exams in Delhi, they're like canceling it. I hope like if you were appearing for the exams, I hope, I mean, I can tell that it's better to go for Bangalore or Hyderabad. That would be more beneficial for you to appear for the exam. And how much time it takes to complete the course? It takes only like 4 to 6 months, not more than that. I mean, all the three parts. I mean, all the three parts: part 1, part 2, and part 3. It takes like 4 to 6 months to complete the course, and 1 month you can write the exams. You can like write part 1 the first week after completion of the course, and give a break for like 10 days. Appear for the part 2, and next give like 1 week break and go for the part 3. So that would be the better option. And yeah, as there are like some people who are like into CPS also, I just want to I mean, I'm not degrading any course or something like that. I just want to give an explanation, like just a difference, like how much takes like for CA and CPA, as well as like CA also, because people know that, I mean, I believe that people are more into, I mean, like, see, they want to do CPA, but it's not mandatory that to get into US taxation you have to become a CPA. EA is also fine. EA, is also you to get into this big fours and all. If you have, after having an MBA degree, I hope you'll be getting an access to apply for the big four. So if you have this Enroll agent course, they'll be directly without any background check and all, they'll directly let you into the big four. And you know the big four like KPMG, Deloitte, EY, PwC, right? So is any person working in this big four, or do you have any at least like internship? Have you done any internship in our students? So no one?
Guys, you can unmute yourself and you can speak. Even if you have got a chance in a big four.
We have got placed in big four recently in EY.
Oh, okay, good. Congratulations. Yeah. So now, I mean, like after completing your MBA, you are going to big four. Wait.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good to hear. So you also Srishti, I hope.
Yes, sir. I just got placed in EY.
I know, like when is your joining and all?
So it's next year, around
next year.
August. Yes.
So
in August we'll be joining most of.
Okay. So you also the same, Vivek? You'll be joining in the
Yes. Same.
I mean, so if you people like complete this Enroll agent course, that will be an added benefit in your resume for sure.
Right.
Mark my words. This will definitely help you to get into a big position, like good package and all, because everyone works for a, like they expect a good remuneration and all, right? The packages and all. So yeah, this definitely helps. This certification definitely helps you. And is anyone more apart from these two?
Yes, sir. Shivam Singh.
Shivam, you also like getting into this big four?
Yes.
Oh, good to hear. Yeah. I mean, all the people from like Kolkata. Even?
Yes, it's not mentioned yet. The location isn't disclosed yet. So.
Okay. Okay, got it. Yeah, that's okay. So the rest of all the people also can directly enter into Big Four after, if you have this Enroll agent certification. This will definitely help you. And if you just, I mean, in your LinkedIn, you just upload like you're pursuing a course from Uplift Pro as an EA. So you'll definitely get many calls from the from the HRs and all to hire you, because people who do this course, they are like, I mean, there is no one just sitting free, because everyone are occupied. And coming this EA, you will be the tax season starting in from the month of like November, October, and December. So the actual season starts from January, but the hiring starts from November itself. So people who are like who are not in, I mean, who haven't placed yet, also can like just they can upload in their LinkedIn profile that they're pursuing courses from Uplift as an EA, so that you'll be hired. You'll be getting many calls from the HRs to get placed. So that is what. And coming to the difference between like EA, CPA, and like EA, I told you that there will be 3 papers, but for CPA you have like 4 papers, which are like accounts, auditing, regulations, and business concepts. And coming to the examination questions pattern, EA is completely about multiple choice questions, which it's very easy to us, because see, if you have the, I mean, for suppose if you are appearing for the exam, where if it's a multiple choice questions, I mean, you have to know just the answer. You don't need to know the concept completely. I mean, concept in the sense, you don't need to know the other additional points or all, because you can see the answer clearly there itself. In any of the 4 options, you'll be having one answer. So there is nothing much to think out of the box or something like that. The answers will be below the question itself, so can usually answer. But coming to the CPA, we have like multiple choice questions, and there will be a descriptive task based simulations. Like they'll be writing these on paper. They need to write on paper as well. So there will be a difference. So this EA will be easy for us to complete compared to the CPA. And coming to the pass percentages for the EA, currently in India, we have around 75% of the pass percentage, whereas in CPA, it's like 55%. It's good, but EA is like, EA, we have in India, we have currently close to 1900 EAs only. And there are still more, like if you, after going through the course and all, you can refer to your friends and also that would be beneficial for you. And for them also to get into Big Four, and because see, this have a good this is a good sector to earn a good amount of income to take care of your families and all. So this course will definitely help you out, rather than just having a MBA or degree. If you have this will be an additional benefit for you in the resume as well. And coming to the course times, like how much time it takes to complete the course. So EA will easily take like 4 to 6 months and 1 month for the exam. It's completely depend upon how you prepare for the exam and how you appear for the exam and on what basis, at what time you prefer, you take preference to write the exam. So it takes like 4 to 6 months is fine to clear the exam. And CPI, you know that it will take like 1.5 to 2 years. And coming to the valuation of certification, this EA is like highest tax qualification offered by the IRS, by the US government itself. And CPA is about largest accounting qualification. It's not about taxation. It's all about accounting, mostly into accounting and auditing. So that was offered by AICPA. And is this cost of education, EA, as you know that EA is very nominal compared to all other professional courses. Like, see, if you compare in India, we have CA, that also even it costs you like around 3 lakhs, but EA is very less, very nominal compared to all this. And CPA would cost you like highly expensive. It costs you around 3 to 3.5. It goes beyond that when you, based on your number of attempts and all. So it depends. So yeah. If people who are like doing this CPA also, they, I would suggest them to like go for the first, complete this EA, and they can go for CPA. Because if you people also, I'm not asking you to just complete EA and get into Big Four. After completing EA, I believe that you take the other courses like CPA, US CMA, because when you go to Big Four and all, Big Four, there will be like many people who are at the same level, like you people. There will be many EAs, there will be many CPAs, there'll be many other CAs as well. So if the company wants to give any hike, or if you give any hierarchy, like higher position, anything like that, the manager level or assistant manager level or senior tax and all, you should have multiple qualifications. It doesn't you don't believe that if you just complete this EA, you will be like very, you'll be in a good position or something like that. After completing EA also, my suggestion would be like taking the other courses like CPA, pursue like CPA or pursue like CMA, US CMA. We have many other courses in US taxation. US accounting and taxation field. You have QuickBooks as well. So if you pursue all these courses, that will be a more added advantage, including this EA. And you'll be high when you are looking for any hike or any good position. When you're applying for any good position, they'll check your qualifications as well. They'll check your qualifications at the same time they'll check your experiences. So these two should be mandatory, so that you can get into the, I mean, like you can be in a good position in the company, like manager level and all. After like 3 to 4 years, you'll be getting a good position. If you have like if you have CPA and all, CPA, EA and all, you'll be directly hired as a, no, they won't hire you as a tax consultancy. If you have this Enroll in certificate CPA, they'll be hiring you as a senior tax associate, tax associate. There'll be tax consultant. After that, there will be a tax associate. So they won't hire you as a tax consultant. They'll be hiring you as a tax associate. So this will be one of the good benefit for you after, if you have the certification. If you at least clear like part one or part two. I don't say the part three. Part three is very easy. It's all about like theoretical knowledge you should have. But coming to part one and part two, it includes conceptual knowledge and as well as the practical knowledge. So if you clear at least like part one or part two, you will be, I mean, it's a very good benefit for you, so that you can easily appear in any company, not only in Big Four. There are any other companies like H&R Block, and you have Unison Globus, you have Thomson and Reuters, you have Walters and Culver. So all these companies will hire you if you have like if you complete at least like part one or part two, because they believe that you have it. They believe that you have at least like conceptual knowledge, rather than just completing your degree or MBA. If you go there, they will hire you from very low level. It will be very low level into US taxation. I'm not talking about any finance sector like that. I'm talking about US taxation. If you have this EA at least like part one, they'll be hiring you in a very very good position. They'll be giving you very good amount of packages and all. So yeah. And do you have any questions about this comparison about EA or EPA, CPA? You can ask me. You can unmute yourself and you can talk to me. Okay, no
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
you said that EA is completely based on US taxation, and CPA is into accounting, auditing, and regulation of business concepts. So my question is that is there any other higher courses other than Enroll Agent that is totally into this taxation concept?
See, there is no, I mean, other courses in the sense you have like I mean, I see, coming to this point, if there is another courses, you just talk to the Uplift management. That would be the better option.
Not in that way. I am asking, after EA, is there any higher education, higher qualification after EA?
Yeah, you can see, you can do masters in taxation. There will be another option where you can do a masters in taxation as well. So it's like you'll be, after completing this Enroll Agent, you'll be having a masters in taxation where it includes mortgages and any other like real estate businesses and all. This will know other additional topics will also be covered in that masters in taxation. So EA is all about individuals and business. If you are, I mean, compared to all other courses, EA is completely into individual taxes, which is like higher level, highest level. It is like as it like IRS only tells that highest tax qualification. It is a highest tax qualification. There is no other qualification apart from EA compared to, I mean, like apart from EA. If you want to get into this other sectors like real estate or else any sectors like mortgage and all, so this part will come into masters in taxation. If you do this masters in taxation, you'll be include these topics will also be included in that. They doesn't teach you individual, or they doesn't teach you this business taxes there.
Okay.
So after completing this, then you can do that. If you have an option like if you believe that like I can be a I mean, you want to become a post graduation, like we have after MBA we have like PG, right? So the same way in you have like masters in taxation as well. So you can do that if you want.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and so going to the next slide. As I mentioned that earlier, like the value, as you asked, I mean, Ajit, you asked that what is the highest tax, I mean, like the qualification, certification and all. So this EA is treated as highest tax qualification offered by the IRS, so US government itself. And yeah, and as I mentioned that EA can file the tax returns for the 52 states in USA. As you know that there are 52 states in USA, including like Puerto Rico also. So here, coming to this EA, we can file, we are not restricted to any particular state to prepare the tax returns from the tax preparer. We can file for all the 52 states in the USA, or we can file these 52 states wherever you are in the world. Like it's not mandatory that you have to be in USA. You have to prepare the tax returns in USA itself. It's not like that. You want, and if you have the qualifications of enroll agent, you'll be a person to file the tax returns. So you'll be getting a license where you can make a signature on the tax returns. Then the person like taxpayers can submit those forms to the IRS to file the tax returns. But see, coming to the CPA are restricted to only 2 states. They can only prepare, or they can only file for only 2 states related to taxation. So EA is like it's a free bird. So the main difference is here. So people who I believe you all people are more into taxation. You want to like build your career into taxation. So EA would be the better option to get into taxation, where you can prepare all the tax returns and you can file your own. You can file for all the 52 states of USA. So that is one of the good advantage of doing this. Having a certification of EA. And yeah, the license, after completing the EA, the license, it is called as the federal tax license that was provided by US Treasury of Department. So this is a governance in USA, like we have Indian government here. The same way US Treasury of Department is a governance in USA, where they'll be providing a federal tax license after you clear the enroll agent exams of all the 3 parts. And you should maintain some credits that will be coming. I'll be explaining you about that on the coming slides and all. So yeah. Let me go to the next slide. So yeah. See, you don't believe, it's not that if you pass, you have the certification and no need to do from there. After that, you can just simply you can sit, you can do your work. It's not like that. There'll be, see, every taxation, taxation is not very limited to, it's not a limited subject. It's a vast subject. Taxation is like an ocean where it's like includes all the things. It upgrades everything. Like you have, it's like related to information technology department. For suppose we have IT sector, it completely upgrades itself every year, right? The same way taxation will also it updates. There will be so many updates where you need to learn every year. So there will be separate website where it will be provided by the IRS side. After clearing your exam, they'll be providing you a website where you need to maintain some credits. Like you have some credit points. So those credits should be maintained by yourself for every 3 years. So if you are not maintaining those credits, the certification, you won't. You have to, even though if you have the certification, that won't be a validity. There won't be any validity. So to maintain this validity of the certification, you need to have this continuing professional education for 72 hours in a span of like 3 years. But suppose you cleared your exam in the year of 2022. Let us assume you cleared your exam in the year of 2022. From 2022 till 2025, in this span of 3 years, you need to go through a course called CPE, which is like continuous professional education, which is provided by the IRS side itself. So after watching those videos, those are like, there will be some classes where they'll be teaching you all the updates. See, as you know that there will be like, in India, there will be tax brackets. There will be every year there will be some changes in the taxation. There will be the percentage will be changed, everything, right? So there will be some additional exclusions will be allowed in Indian taxation. The same way in US also there will be some changes in the taxation field. Like they'll be giving some exclusions. For suppose I'll give you an example. Coming to this, due to Corona, like previously for the year 2021, many were affected to Corona, and many people lost their jobs. Many companies laid off their jobs for the employees and all. So those people, what the US government provide is like economic impact credit. So they provide a credit. So with this credit is like a subsidiaries in the sense that's an additional income for them. So to fulfill their needs, for suppose to live their lifestyle and all, like they do for like kana makana, like food and all, for those like they provide these classes. I'm sorry, for those they provided these credits and all. So these credits will help them to fulfill their needs. So this is an extra point that this is an extra point that was added into the subject newly. So these all will be learned in the CPE course. In the continuing professional education, whereas it is also known as CPE, that was provided by IRS website. So just a minute, Libu asked some question. Are the CPE classes online? Yes, completely online. That was completely provided by the IRS. Sorry. Now is it? Is the same
No,
now?
sir. It's still breaking.
Let me check that. Is it audible now?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Yes. So Libu asked one question. Are the CPE classes online? Yes, the CPE classes is completely online. You'll be having a website that was you can now talk to the management, Uplift management. They'll be sharing you all the details about the CPE course. I mean, this will be helpful after you clear the exams of all the three parts. So you need to first clear the three parts of the exam, then you need to file form 23. So you have an EA license. From there, you need to start the course, which is like CPE. For every, it's not like you need to study every day. It's like in a year, you need to completely, you need to study for 16 hours. That's it. 16 hours in the sense, it's not like you need to watch the videos of the course which are provided by the management or the CPE web, or the CPE affiliated, there will be affiliated institutes. They'll be providing you these courses. So you need to just watch them. It will be very nominal price, like $30 to $35, I hope. So for every year, you need to just go and watch those videos so that you can maintain your credits for the span of 3 years, so that there will be like, your certification will be renewed automatically. And and your signature will be also having the validity the same way. If you are not maintaining these credits, then you need to write the exam once again, or else you need to have a like there will be a fine, some fines or penalties there will be charged. If you pay that, then again they will be releasing your, they'll be increase your validity. They will renew your validity. And yeah, so these enroll agents are required to abide the provisions of the Department of Treasury's like Circular 230. Circular 230, we have some rules and regulations. So there are these all, the Department of Treasury Circular 230, you'll be learning in the part 3. So there will be rules, like what are the rules you need to maintain, how you need to prepare the tax returns. There will be some regulations, like there will be some limits, how much you can claim the tax, how much limit you can claim the maximum benefits and all. So all these will be all these will come across in the part in part 3 for you. So in part 3, you learn mostly about the representation, limits, regulations related to the Department of Treasuries around Circular 230. And we have in India also, we need to abide the laws of like the Indian government related to taxation. We have the ICA board, right? They'll be having all these rules and regulations. The same way you have US Treasury governments will also have their own their own circulars. They'll release own circulars. You need to maintain those. You need to maintain you need to maintain all these, like how to prepare the tax returns, how to behave with the client, how to represent yourself in front of IRS. All these will be taught you in part 3. And moving forward, so yeah. So this is like, I just want to give a like very short note. It's like a gist about part 1, part 2, and part 3. So part 1, I believe that your HOD will be teaching you about part 1, and I'll be teaching you about part 2, which includes all the business taxation. And part 3, you'll get to know that soon from the management. Okay. So coming to part 1, it as I told you that it includes all the it's all about individual taxation, which is like preliminary work to prepare tax returns, like how you prepare the tax returns. So it's all about that. And the incomes and assets, you know that you are like MBA graduate, you're pursuing your MBA, so you all know about the difference between income and assets, what to include and what not to include. That we teach in that. And there will be deductions. As I mentioned, there will be some credits as economic impact payment credit, because that is a subsidiary provided by the government. It is not considered as an income. So this is just there are many credits, there are many deductions provided by the IRS. See, in India also we have, for suppose there is an income limit like 2,50,000, till then you don't need to pay any taxes. And above that also, if you have any income, you can claim some house rent allowances, you can claim insurances and all, right? The same way in US also having some deduction dates, so that we can claim them as the benefits. And once if you are an enroll agent, you need to provide some taxation advisors. See, client won't just they just throw you that and prepare. It's not like they'll be asking you. They maintain some relationship with you where you can guide them to reduce their taxes. See, that's where the good relationship builds about between you and the client, so that where it helpful for your career purpose, and as well as for your business development as well, if you give any advice and all. So that will be taught in part 1. And coming to this, there will be some specialized returns which are like estate taxes. Estate is like their properties. Properties, like if they have any rent, many lands where they are getting some rents, if they have many assets like the estates, it's all covered in the estate tax and the gift tax. There will be some gift tax also. It's not like you just if you are giving any gift to your children, for suppose, like, I mean, the client taxpayer is giving any gift to children's, or if they are getting any property from inheritance, like from their parents or something like that, that will be also taxed. They won't leave any single penny. It's like, see, every transaction will be done through online. I mean, there will be a restriction like $15,000. That also comes into gift taxes. If you are giving, see, for suppose the taxpayer is giving some money, like lending, I mean, like giving some money to his friend. It's around $20,000. That income is treated as that amount is treated as an income for his friend.
Sir, your voice
So
is
in
breaking,
his
sir.
tax
Yeah,
return,
Surya, could you please repeat that portion you said? Because the voice was breaking at the time.
okay. So yeah, it's all like, I mean, in the gift taxes, you'll be having, I mean, see, whatever the income you are receiving in USD, every income is taxable. They won't leave you any single penny. There will be a supporting document for that, and there will be a transactions like that will be included in your statements in the bank transactions. So every penny will be taxed in USA. It's not if you transfer money from India to USA, you'll be there will be a taxation. If you are sending money from USA to India, also you need to pay some taxes on that. So every penny is taxable there. And coming to this gift taxes, if you're giving any money to your friend, for suppose you have a close friend who is very in need of money, it's an emergency for him. If there is a limit till 15,000, there is no, the taxes won't come into existence. But if it crosses like $15,000, like if it's like $20,000, then on top of this, like there will be a deduction of $15,000. The more, I mean, an extra amount of $5,000 you need to pay taxes. The person who the money, you need to pay taxes on that. Those that is income for him. So that comes into gift taxes. So this is
Sir, your voice
taxes.
is breaking,
And
sir.
coming to business, I'm sorry. Is it still? Hello.
Sir, can you please repeat the part
Gita, can you
where
hear
the
me now?
friend is lending money to his friend?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, just a minute.
Because at that part, your voice was breaking.
Yeah. So is it audible now?
Yes,
sir,
sir.
it is
Is
audible.
it good? You can hear. Yeah. So coming to gift taxes, see, suppose you taxpayer have a close friend, and the friend he's very in need of money, like it's an emergency for him. So he asked you, like he wants to lend money from you. So you gave him money like around $20,000. Let us assume $20,000. There is a deduction for the $15,000. I mean, this $15,000
Sir, your voice is
treated as an
breaking, sir.
income for him.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir. Still breaking, sir. Can't hear you properly.
Please, let me turn off my video. Just a minute.
Yeah, that will be better. That will
Yes.
give you more bandwidth, right?
So, yeah. So is it now good? Is it good now?
It's very much good, sir.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. So I mean, I'll let me turn off my. I'll be turning off my video. Sorry for that. Yeah. So I'll explain you once again about the gift taxes. As I mentioned that in USA, every penny is taxable if you receive from any source of income. Let us assume you have taxpayer have a close friend who is very in need of money, and he took around $20,000. So in gift taxes, we have a deduction called till 15,000. You can give money to any person. For like if you have a friends like called as A, B, C. For each person, you can give up to $15,000. That won't be treated as an income for the A, B, and C. If you're giving income more than 15, if you're giving any money more than $15,000, let us assume $20,000. To A, $20,000, and to B, $15,000, and to C, it is $18,000. Let us assume. So for A, the amount of taxable income for him is, after excluding the deduction of $15,000, on top of that, if there is any income which is like $5,000 in the example, this $5,000 will be treated as an income. So the $5,000 you need to pay taxes on that, the person A. So this comes under as a gift tax. And for the person B, there is an exclusion till 15,000. So as I mentioned that the taxpayer only gave money up to 15,000. So there is no gift taxes come into existence. So no need to pay any gift taxes for taxpayer B. And coming to taxpayer C, he lent money around $18,000. So as I mentioned, $15,000 will be an exclusion. On top of that, the $3,000 you need to pay taxes on the at, and which comes into gift taxes. So there will be IRS will watch each and every transaction of yours. So see, every individual here in India we have a PAN number, right? As we have income, like where all your income.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
10-digit alphanumeric number.
Yes. So all these incomes, all these whatever the transactions you are making, whatever the loan, the bank transaction you're making, all will be recorded in this PAN number. I believe you all know this, because your banks will be linked into those PAN numbers and all, and your other card also will link into that. If you are giving any cash, that won't be reflected on these. But if you are making any online transactions like bank transfers or any UPI payments and all these will be recorded on your PAN card and other card linked to your, which are linked to your accounts. Your residential proofs like Aadhaar card and PAN cards. So this information will be already recorded, already stored in near the government, which is holding your the PAN card. And the same way in USA also they have a SSN, which is called as Social Security number. So for this number, they'll be adding all these bank accounts to all their bank accounts, like checkings account, savings account, all these bank accounts will be linked to that SSN. So what actually the IRS observes is they'll be having a particular a website where they'll be controlling all these transactions. They'll be having an eye on the transactions, whatever the transaction you're making. If you just have if they're in that website, if you just give their SSN of your of the taxpayer, they'll be getting all the transactions. So they'll be checking each and everything. So this is in this way they can clearly track your details, track your transactions, and clearly tells you what is taxable income, what is, so that you can't, so the person can't miss any particular transaction. Every income is whatever the source of income he is getting, that is already recorded in the website. So he need to pay tax on that. So that is all about individual taxes. So all these source incomes, based on all these sources, income sources and all, he need to pay some taxes on. He need to pay taxes on that. And coming to part 2, and sorry. So before going to part 2, if you need any break, 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, we can take a break. Or if you have any questions, you can make a note of it, and let's continue after 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah, let's take a small break. Hello.
Sure, sir.
Meanwhile, do we have anybody who has joined right now or a little before? Shreya? Manish Joshi? Yeah, Manish has joined before, right?
Okay.
Shreya, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Neeraj has joined, but for some time he has left and he again joined back.
Okay, and what about Manish?
Manish also joined, I think.
Some background noise is coming. Yeah, Manish has joined, right? Okay.
Yes.
So, Manish, have you given your introduction, please? Is he our CMA student, Shreya?
Manish.
Oh, no, ma'am. He's a prospect.
Okay, fine. So if you don't mind to give your introduction, please let us know about yourself.
And he's not online. That's okay. Okay, so Neeraj asked the question. I believe that there are some people took a break for 2 minutes. I'll continue this 10:55. Let's continue the session. Okay.
Neeraj has done MBA in marketing and HR. Yeah, and he has a question that whether a person from non-finance background can do EA, right? Okay.
So I'll be explaining this like after a short break because everyone everyone are already in, so that I can explain this.
Sure, sure. Neeraj will be, letting you know about it.
Okay.
Actually, EA doesn't have any, doesn't need any specific qualification like CMA, CPA, or other professional accounting courses. So I think you are very much eligible to go for EA, but still we'll be listening to the faculty. Yeah, your second question is, apart from eligibility, will I be able to cope up with this course? As there is some problem in my background, there is no problem in your background. You have a different background, that's it. And yes, see, I have seen EA, people are doing EA even with arts background because EA is not into core accounting. As sir was explaining, it will be dealing only with US taxes. It can be individual, professional, or no other kind of taxes. So it's mainly understanding the tax and memorizing it. That's as per my viewpoint. But let sir speak. Let him come and let him speak. That's the reason, Neeraj. Like for CPA, there is a eligibility, very strict eligibility criteria. For CMA also, but for EA, the IRS guys, they have not given any eligibility. That is the reason, because people from any background can do it. Yes, over to you, Surya.
Yeah. So yes, hello everyone are in already. Okay, so I believe that everyone are already in. So let me Neeraj asked a question, which is like, ma'am, I just have a doubt. How easy for a person coming from non-finance background? Neeraj, to everyone also, see, it doesn't it's not mandatory that you should come from a finance background. See, there is no rule that finance background or who completed this degree or MBA to write the exam. If you have this inter first year or second year qualification also, at least like inter first the +1 +2 qualification, the board of intermediate, you are eligible to write the exam, to appear for the exam, and you can easily understand the subject because people who are teaching you are very experienced, and I believe will be teaching you from very very layman language where everyone can easily understand the subject. So I can give you the guarantee that you can easily understand. You can mold yourself into the taxation field, and you can get a handful of learning experience and the conceptual knowledge as well. And I have done MBA in marketing and HR, but not finance. That's no problem. That is not at all a problem. See, whatever the words I'm using, I believe that it is very you can easily understand that the concept. I haven't used any particular word, any word which is not like a super duper English or something like that. It's very layman language. I believe that. So you can easily understand if you clearly, if you're keenly observing all the if you're making note of all the points and all, once if you go through after class also, if you go through once again, you can easily understand the subject. If you have any doubts, you can get back to me. I can give you a brief explanation as well about your doubts and all. And apart from eligibility, will I be able to cope up with this course, as there is some problem in my background? That's why I'm writing my question here. See, I mean, problem in background, I don't know what you mean, but see, there is no background required to write the exam to pursue this course. If you have, as I told that, if you have the intermediate board of intermediate qualification, you are eligible to write the enroll agent exam. And it's easy to understand. I mean, a person who are teaching you are they'll be teaching in a very layman language where you can easily understand that. So that's not at all, there is no mandatory that you need to have a finance background or something like that. Anyone can write the exam. And coming to certain questions. Apparently, a course is mainly with certain taxes and laws which are easy to cope with dedication by anyone. Yes. So as Ratan sir told that, see, as EA course is mainly into with certain taxes and laws. So yes, it is correct that it is completely into taxes and laws, and you can easily cope up with the whatever see, as I told you, like you need to have some dedication where you need to understand the subject, where you need to give some extra time for that, so that you can easily cope up to your level, to cope up with all other people who are like having the same knowledge. So yeah, is any more questions you want me to ask? Anyone? They can raise their hands and they can turn on their mics and they can ask me. Do we need to get our existing qualification evaluated like in CPA? No, not at all required. See, in CPA, you need to have some credit points where you need to have some graduation degree to write the exams and all. But for EA, there is no mandatory that you should have a degree and all. If you are from the background of inter also, you can write the exam. So there is no mandatory qualification required for this EA. I believe Libu, I resolved your question. Yeah. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can please raise your hands so that I can till here. You can ask me. I can clearly explain you. Okay, no one. That's okay. So yeah, moving forward, we are going to part 2, which is like business taxation. So as I told that business taxes includes like partnerships, corporations, people who have self-employed, like business, if they have any business income, business expenses, or business assets, they have to file business taxation. They have to file business taxes mainly. People who are like HNIs, high net worth individuals, these people will be having numerous businesses. They'll be getting K1 form some partnership. So these will be, see, I'm just giving a gist. The explanation, the complete explanation will be teach you when I start explaining about when I start like teaching you all the part 2, I clearly explain you. I'm giving you just a gist. So this business taxation doesn't include any individual taxes, and the deadline for the tax returns for the business and individual is completely different. Business taxes, you'll be having 1 month before you need to file the tax returns, and you'll be having an extension also to file the tax return. So business taxes include only the business income for the individuals, for the persons who are like people who started their own business, people who are like self-employed, people who are like employers and all, they need to file the business taxes. Not employees. Employers will file the business taxes based on the incomes and expenses they have. So for suppose, as you know that like types of business entities which are like partnership, C corporation, S corporation, self-employed. These are like entities which are called as separate bodies, right? And there is a filing requirement for them also. The filing requirement will be held. I'm going to explain you when I start teaching the part 2. What are the filing requirements? How you need to prepare the business taxes? How you need to consider the incomes and expenses? So all these will be teach you in business taxes. I'll be teaching you in going forward. Not in this session. I believe that the sessions will be starting from the month of October. In the month of October or anytime in October. So at that time, I will clearly explain you all these topics clearly. And and there are some specialized tax returns which comes into business taxation. Those are like trust, estate, exempt organizations. So all these comes into business taxes. trust, there is like charitable trust. If there is a person who is running any charity or something like that, he also need to prepare, he also need to file the taxes. Have any like any temple, something like that, if you're opening for any charity purpose, you need to prepare tax returns for that. Estates, I told that estate taxes, like if the person, if the company have any properties, it's not individual, if the company have any estates, anything like that, they need to prepare the tax returns for the company's from the company's perspective. And coming to exempt organization, there are some organizations which are like completely exempt. Even though they are exempt, they need to file the taxes at a certain level at the, when the income crosses a certain limit. For suppose, let us assume IRS provided deduction, I mean IRS provided limit of $100,000. See, from here, please like try to, I mean, if you are asking any questions or something like that, if I'm explaining also, it will be completely in dollars. And there won't be any lag in US, there won't be any lakhs or crores, something like that. There will be like thousands, like they'll be describing in the form of K, using a letter called K. 100K 100K means like it's in India 100K thousand, I mean $100,000 in India, it means like 1 crore. Let us assume like 1 crore rupees in India. They'll be calling that as a 100K. I hope you got that. So there won't be any lakhs, there won't be any crores, they won't talk in that language. They'll be using all this in the form of thousands. That will be described as a letter K. So let us assume $1,000. They'll be telling you $1K. If it's $10,000, they'll be telling you like $10K. I have an income of $10K. If there is an income of like, they'll be having an income of $100,000. They tell you that the taxpayer will mention that as $100K. So K represents the 1,000 there. So I'll also talk in that format itself. So please, I believe that everyone will like habituate to that. In that format, like talking dollars in that format, and they'll tell the dollars in bucks as well. They'll call that bucks and all. So it is also known as that. So yeah, and yes, so that's it about the business taxes. And coming to part 3, so part 3 is about like representation and the practice and procedures. As I told that it is all about like tax representation, practice before the IRS. How you need to, if you are an enroll agent, you have a license where you can start your own own office as well. Because in India we have CAs, and in US also we have CPAs who will start their own firms, right? Like tax LLC, limited liability corporations, or any businesses like in S corp or something like that, partnership or any they'll tie up with any other CPAs or CAs. They'll be starting their own business. So you can also start your own business when you have this license. So there are some other rules also that will be clearly explained you in part 3, how to start your own business if you have the license. All this will be help you. All this will be explained in part 3. And there are some requirements for enroll agents. As I told that there are 72 hours. You need to have a CPE credits, like continuous professional examination. Education. You need to have for 72, so that you can maintain your enroll agent the validity of the certification. So these are all will be will be explained you in part 3 as well. And representation before IRS. So I told that you are you will be representing your taxpayer, your client. Let us assume if he got any notice. See, in USA they doesn't have much knowledge on taxation, especially. Like they'll be concentrating only on their work. Very few people having knowledge on taxation. So they completely believe the taxpayer will completely believe on you. They'll trust you completely. So if at all if the client gets any notice, they'll ask you to represent in front of the government, which is known as IRS, Internal Revenue Service. So you need to represent themselves. You need to talk to them, like how you prepare the returns, why you claim so and so deduction. All these you need to represent on behalf of client. Client won't be he won't willing. He doesn't will. It's not like he doesn't will to talk to the like IRS at all. He'll put you in front of him and he'll ask you to talk to the IRS. So you are the main person. You are the trustworthy person. You need to help the taxpayer, like how to resolve his queries, to resolve his notices and all. You will be the person who will be handling all these things. So that is what. And the record and maintenance. Yes, whatever the tax return you are preparing, you need to maintain those records. You need to maintain for certain years. Like in India also, we need to maintain our records for like 7 to 8 years, I believe. The same way in US also, you need to maintain your records for at least like close to like 8 years. You need to maintain the records for 8 years. IRS may pull out the tax returns prepared in the year of 2020, 2016 also. Now we are in 2022. But if they got any doubts, any single, if they found any mistakes, if there is any doing any scrutiny, if there are any audit, if they are doing any auditing, like they are going through some returns of the taxpayer, if they believe that this person have done some mistakes in the previous tax returns, they'll pull out till the year of 2020, 2014. Now it's 2022, right? Till 8 years, they can pull out the data and they can scrutiny, or they can go through, they can audit the returns, and they can pull out that if they find any mistakes, then the person, the taxpayer, will come to you, and you are the responsible person who need to represent. It doesn't mean that, for suppose, let us assume that you have a client called A, person A, who is filing your tax return since like 10 years. And suddenly next year, there is some clash happen between you and the client. He moved to some other tax preparer, and he completely shifted his returns prepared by other tax preparers. But for suppose, and there was a big, big clashes happen between you and the client. Then there is no more relationship between you and the client. But for suppose, for the next year, the IRS came across some mistakes found in the year of 2015 or 2016. That the return was prepared by the taxpayer, which is tax preparer, which is you. Like you are the enroll agent, you prepare the tax return. So the client, with no hesitation, he will be asking you, and you have to take the responsibility to represent himself, to represent to the IRS on behalf of the taxpayer. That means, even though if you don't have a good relationship, you have the responsibility that you need to maintain his records. You need to submit all the records and all to in front of IRS, even though if you don't have the relationship. So because that is what about record maintenance and electronic filing. And you know that in India also we have completely electronic filing. We can directly file online itself, which is provided by the website. There are some income tax department, ITR1 and all. There are some websites where you need to file the tax returns in India. The same way in US also, you'll be having website in IRS. There will be an electronic filing where it will be completely electronic. You'll be doing all in the form of an electronic. There will be a physical form also where it's called as a paper filing. You will be having that also, but only a few clients are, few taxpayers are eligible to paper filing. Most of them prefer to go for an electronic filing. Paper filing is like very big. It's completely a big work. It takes much time to take the copies of the papers, and they need to go physically to the office and they need to submit. So in US, people don't do that, man, because they give much importance about their timings and all. So they will be mostly preferred to go for an electronic filing itself. But there are some rules where IRS clearly mandatory tells people to go for a paper filing. If there is any clauses, there are some rules and regulations where the paper filing comes into existence. So at that time, I'll explain you about that as well. And that's it about paper part 1, part 2, and part 3. It's just only a gist. And coming to any definitions and all, that will be explained by the faculties at the time of just a minute, someone raised their hands.
Yes, sir. Sir, can you please again explain the record maintenance and electronic filing points?
Okay, yeah. So record maintenance, see, whatever the returns you are preparing, there will be a record in your whatever the software you are using. In that software, if after preparing the return will be stored in your drives, like cloud-based network, anything, something like that, right? You'll be having one servers and all will be served. This will be saved in that. So this record in the sense, you need to maintain the tax returns of a person, like the taxpayer. So you need to maintain this record, the tax return, till certain years, which is like 8 years. Till 8 years, you need to maintain this record. The tax return, whatever the tax return you prepared, this should be maintained as a record. So this is called as a record maintenance. I hope you understood.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Coming to electronic filing is like filing through online. You have, see, there is a website.
Like ITR5 in India.
Yes, ITR filing, the same way. Yes, you're right. So the same way how we have ITR filing, the same way in USA also, we will be having a website where we'll be filing electronically. Electronic is nothing but like online filing. See, there will be like electronic transactions. Electronic transactions is nothing but like UPI transactions, online transactions. This all comes under electronic transactions, right? The same way the filing will be also done in online format. So that is called as electronic filing. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, going forward, steps to get the license. Everyone should have a PTIN. This will be explained by the management how to get the PTIN and all. And after getting the PTIN, you will be having, you are eligible to prepare for the examination. You need to prepare for the examination, then book the exam slot. You need to book a slot in the Prometric Center. You have centers in India, as I mentioned, there are some centers in metropolitan cities, basically, where that there will be a website which is called as a Prometric website. They'll be releasing some notifications regarding the exam. So on that particular dates, you can book a slot and you can write the exam. I mean, you can go and appear for the exam. So there will be 2 slots in every day. Every day, I mean, whatever. If they, for suppose, let us assume they gave a date from the month of October to November. In the month of October, they'll be mentioning particular dates which are eligible, which are available for to write the exam. So this dates should be selected by you people. And in that date, for suppose you want to write the exam in the month of October, on October 15th. On October 15th, you'll be having 2 slots. One is like morning slot and the evening slot, afternoon slot. So you can choose any one of the slot and you can go and appear for the exam. And you can write all the 3 papers on a single time. For suppose if you're writing morning in the paper 1, you can write the paper 2 in the evening, and paper 3 and tomorrow also you can write. But I won't suggest you to go in that way. Take a break for at least like for if you're writing for part 1, after writing part 1, take at least like 15 days to write for part 2. Prepare for the exam very keenly, because part 2 is very vast subject where you need to, I mean, it's like a bit, you need to understand the concepts. So that compared to part 1, part 2 will be like tough. So that is the reason I'm telling you to take some additional time, like 15 days to prepare for the exam, then go and appear for the exam for part 2 and part 3, and take a break for like 10 days and go for part 3. I can clearly suggest you to write first part 1 and write part 3, next go for part 2. That would be the better option to you, because you go like, I mean, part 1 is completely about very basic level, like individual taxation and all. So you can easily understand and you can easily appear for the exam. Once after clearing part 1, you'll be getting that confidence and go for part 3. Part 3 is very easy. It's only like a very theoretical. I mean, theoretical in the sense like very basic level. So you can easily understand part 3 and you can go you can easily clear the exam. And part 2, say, take some time and write part 2 at the last. And yeah, so as I told, after clearing all the 3 papers, you will be having one more step, that you need to fill and submit Form 23. You need to submit that once if you have the PTIN, after clearing the exams, this PTIN is this PTIN consists of your examination results. Once if you have, the PTIN is completely a new website for you. You will be having a login account there. So in the PTIN, you can check your credits, like CPE credits. You can check your examination when you clear the examination certifications and all. You can check in this website. So how many credits you maintain for the previous year and this year, on the coming year, how many credits you need to maintain. All this data will be in PTIN, which is related to your passport. So this PTN is provided by the IRS. You get the information how to apply for the PTN from the management, and they'll clearly guide you. And after clearing all the exams, you need to fill and submit Form 23 in the IRS website. So after filling and submitting this Form 23, it takes 60 days to get the license. So after getting the license number, so that number is a permanent number for you, where you can, while filing the tax returns and all, you have to use this license as a signature of yours. So this license number is will be treated as a signature. So you can prepare the tax returns. You are eligible to file the tax returns as well. For the preparation, you just need PTIN. For filing the tax returns, you need EA license. EA license you'll be getting EA license after clearing all the 3 parts and filing Form 23. Then you'll be having a license. License is different. Preparation is completely different. PTIN is completely about how. If you have the PTIN, you'll be having you are eligible to prepare the tax returns. But if you have that EA license, you are eligible to sign. Sign means you are eligible to file the tax returns. So you will become a person where you are completely eligible to prepare to file the tax returns. Okay, got it? And yeah. So yeah, going forward, what work does an enroll agent do? As I told, like guide management taxation by examining and discussing tax consequence of various financial options. Like, see, as I told you, like you need to manage the tax decisions taken by the taxpayer. You need to give him, you need to manage his finances. You need to guide him how to maintain his finances, how to invest, like investments and all. You need to give suggestions like tax evasions, like deductions, credits, how he's eligible for the credits, where he need to contribute his income to some any retirement plans and all. So if he's contributing any income plans and all, he'll be getting some deductions. So in India, we have rental deductions, right? So till $60,000, 60,000 rupees, you can claim some deductions. Per month, 5,000 you are if you have an income, if you're paying any rents for 5,000 rupees in India, you'll be having that deduction. You can claim that to a certain limit of 60,000 rupees, right? In India. The same way in US also, you'll have some deductions like rental deductions, any credits, like if you are contributing in the sense, if you are putting your money in any retirement plans, there will be some retirement plans, financial plans. If you are investing your money in plans, you'll be getting some credits. So that you can claim, I mean, deduction, that you can claim as a deduction. So these all, you need to guide your taxpayer. You need to guide this to your taxpayer. I mean, remit tax payments, like how he can decrease his taxes, how he can exclude some taxes to pay to the IRS. So this comes into remits tax payment. So you need to guide the person and prepare federal, state, and federal, state, and local tax returns. So you are the person who will be filing tax returns for the federal, state, and local taxes. In India, we need to file only, like you'll be having only once, like you need to file income tax to the national level, like income tax, ITR 1 and ITR 2. But in USA, you need to file taxes for the federal, which is known as like the main, like federal in the sense here, national level, nationwide, national income. It will be treated as a national income. And coming to the state, you need to file for state as well. In which state you are. As I mentioned, there are 52 states. So if you are living in a particular state, you need to file tax for that particular state also. But there are some states which are completely excluded. There are no need to pay any taxes on that. That will be taught to you in the part 1. You'll get to know that what are the tax-free states and all. So for those states, there is no need to pay any taxes for that. But you need to pay taxes for the locals as well. For suppose, let me give an example. See, for suppose you are living in a state called Maharashtra. In that Maharashtra, you'll be living in a particular area called Mumbai. Mumbai is completely a different city, right? Hello.
Right, sir. Right.
Yes. So you'll be filing taxes for national level, which is like India level. India level is known as like federal level. State level is known as like Maharashtra level. Local level is known as like Mumbai. Mumbai is treated as your local, so you'll be paying taxes for the Mumbai. The same way in US also, there will be some particular states, cities, they need to pay taxes. Let us assume like you have a Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania is a state in USA. You need to pay, federal is treated as a US income tax return. State level is treated as a Pennsylvania is treated as a state level. So you need to file state, you need to prepare taxes for the state level as well, for the Pennsylvania state. In Pennsylvania, there is a city called Philadelphia. So for the Philadelphia, it is considered as a local tax. You are living in particular city, so you need to pay taxes for city also. So coming to US tax return, you need to file taxes for federal, state, and local as well. And there will be county also, that will be teach you in part 1, where you need to pay for the area also. So you need to pay in Mumbai. There will be some areas where they are eligible, it's just an example. So in Mumbai also, there will be some areas where you'll be living in a area in the sense, in the sector, in any sector, if you're living, that area will be treated as a county in USA, and you need to pay tax on that as well. So that will be treated as a county. So federal, state, local, and county as well. Local tax returns includes city and county. So that is what. And yeah. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me about this particular point, and I explain you once again if you want. So everyone are clear about this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah. So going down, as I already mentioned, you need to recommend some strategies to minimize the tax liability of the taxpayer. How to in what ways he can reduce his tax liability. So you need to guide him, like what are the credits he's eligibility. In USA, you can claim credits for your dependents. For suppose a taxpayer have his parents, he's taking care of them. he's taking care of their maintenance and all. You'll get some credits for that. That will be treated as an expense. You'll be getting some credits where your income will be reduced by these credits. So that will be teach clearly in part 1 and part 2 for sure. And you can clearly understand like what are the regulations, how you can reduce the taxes by strategies to the taxpayer. Okay. And going forward, yeah. So that's it from my side about this EA course. And if you have any doubts, and we can have some Q&A session now. So you can turn on your mics, you turn on your mics, and you can you at least raise your hand. I'll unmute you, a particular person, so that you can pose a question. I'll resolve those questions. Okay. So you can ask me any questions now. I'll explain you. You just raise your hand. I'll unmute you, particular person, and you can ask me. I'll explain you. Yeah, Neeraj. Yeah, please, Neeraj. Neeraj, you are not audible to me. Hello. Neeraj, yeah, please. Yes, Neeraj, please.
Sir, I just wanted to ask, what are the job prospects after this particular course, as compared to what we have heard that this is one of the pioneer courses. And we talk about this particular, like, it's going to help us in this particular area to fetch good jobs, as well as we would like to know one more thing, sir. Like, if with further stage, open risk,
I'm sorry, sorry to interrupt you, Neeraj. I'm unable to hear you properly. Can you just be a bit loud? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I cannot. There is some disturbance. I cannot hear you properly. Is it audible to any one of the anyone?
No, I guess he asked about the job prospect, but
Okay.
after that he asked something else. Neeraj, could you please repeat that? Yeah, you can chat in the chat box.
Okay, job prospects after this course. Yeah, as I mentioned in the middle of the explanation that if you see, for suppose today you try to update your LinkedIn profile that you are pursuing course from Uplift, you're pursuing EA course from Uplift, you will be getting a number of connections where they'll ask you, oh, and you mentioned that open to work. Just, I mean, if you're working or if you're not working also, just once you're in LinkedIn, you just try to mention as open to work. You'll get many connections. There will be many connections there. Many people will connect to you and they'll ask you to work with them. So they'll ask you if you have any knowledge in individual taxes and business taxes. They'll help you to get get placements in good companies where like H&R Block, Unison and Global. There are like many companies who are like currently hiring people. So once if you just tell that you are like pursuing EA and all, they'll definitely hire you. So try do that. There'll be many job opportunities where you'll be having after completion of this course. You won't be sitting free for sure. And is it going to be helpful for US to complete US CPA? For us to complete US CPA, and do they provide any accounting credits to US CPA? No. See, this definitely helps to complete your CPA, which on topic of regulations. In CPA, you have like, as I mentioned, like there will be 4 subjects. In that one subject is completely about regulations. Whatever the subject you are learning in Enroll agent course is way beyond than the topic you have in CPA, the regulations. Once after having this knowledge, you can directly go and appear for the examination in CPA about the paper called regulations. You can directly appear for that exam. So, but the credits, there won't be any credits for this EA to be considered as a CPA. CPA won't consider EA as a credit. You need to have some other like degree, MBA and all to get the credits. EA is not considered as a credit for CPA. It's completely different. Will it be a good idea to pursue EA and regulations of CPA simultaneously? Libu, yes, see, EA, in EA we have what are the other 3 subjects you have. It completely includes regulations in CPA. Yes, you can. It's better like first if you go through this EA course, that would be the better option where you can have. I mean, the subject more like the taxation more in. It's like very vast in EA compared to regulations in CPA. So I believe that if you have the core like knowledge of having this EA first, and then you can easily take. I mean, I don't tell that again to take the regulation course and all separately from CPA. You can, once you try, like you will be having an examination questions like mock test and all, you try appearing after taking the course of EA, you try appearing for the regulation part, then you check like whether you are capable like, to complete the regulations part or not. And yes, EA is more like taxation compared to regulations in CPA. If you have this EA, you can easily understand the regulations in CPA simultaneously. Yeah, you can take simultaneously. You can take EA and see regulations in CPA, but you'll get confused because every faculty will be having their own style of explanation things. So better to first, at least like if you want to take EA, take first EA. If you want to take first regulations, you take regulations, or else you can, my preference would be like first take EA, then go for CPA regulations. Libu, I understand. I hope you understood that. Okay. Sir, Vivek. Sir, I had a question regarding the exam preparation. Can we take tuitions and focus on only one part for now? Or do we need to study for all the parts and then appear for all the parts at one stretch? Vivek, see, first of all, let me tell you, if you're a working professional or if you're a student pursuing MBA and all, you need to give at least like 1-2 hours in a day. For suppose, let us assume you are like a night owl or you're a morning person. Give at least 2 hours in a day. Take one by one. Don't get like, don't confuse between part 1 and part 2. I believe the management is also going in the same procedure. After completing part 1, they are going to start part 2. So you check with the management, but yes, you can simultaneously take both the parts, but it's better like take first part 1 and again come for part 2, like part 3, and that would be my suggestion. And you can appear for the exams on a single stretch. No, I don't tell you to go in that one single stretch. It's better to take some gap, prepare for the part 2 or part 3, whatever the examination you want to write after part 1. Take some break and then appear for the examination. It's better to be in that way. Okay. So yeah, Uplift professionals, we can write the registered paper of CPA after passing EA, then prepare for FR. Yeah, yes. Yeah, as Basati ma'am told that we can write the registered paper for CPA after passing EA. Yes. So is any question? Is there any more questions you have? I mean, you can unmute yourself. Like you can, if anyone talk, they can raise their hands and they can unmute themselves. So yeah. So everyone are clear? I'm sorry.
Neeraj, do you have any more questions? I think he has some other questions as well.
Okay. Neeraj, please.
Neeraj, you can unmute yourself and can speak to sir directly.
Yeah.
All my doubts are clear now. So I think that this is going to be a good course for me because I'm not coming from this particular background, but this course is going to provide me that base, which is going to be helpful for completing this.
That's right.
Yeah. So yeah, Saya, you have a question. So I have a question regarding apply process of PTN, applying process. Okay. So see, how to apply for the PTN and all. I believe that the management will be helping you. So I'll you just like a few steps like how you need to get the PTN. First thing, you need to have a passport. Go and apply for a passport. It will take like 1 month to get the passport and all. And after getting the passport, there will be a procedure where you'll be having a website called PTIN in IRS. So there you need to submit your details with the scanned copy of passport. So you'll get the PTN within like 4 to 12 weeks. At least it takes like 1 to 2 months. So I request everyone first to have a passport and then apply for PTIN. Within the time of like having, I mean, simultaneously while having the course, you just appear for the, I mean, apply for the PTN and then apply for the passport. I'm sorry, first apply for the passport and then apply for the PTIN. So that was a better option. By the end of having all this knowledge, you'll be having your PTI in your hands. Then you can directly, after completing the course, you can directly appear for the exams as well with the PTIN. So that would be the best option. So Shreya, I hope you got that answer. So do you have any other questions?
Sir, any job prospect which is going to be abroad rather than India?
See, job prospects, it's like, first of all, see, companies will send you to USA. It doesn't, I don't tell that if you have this EA, you can directly go and work in USA and all. It's completely different scenario. EA is only allowing you, it's only a license where you can file the tax returns. It doesn't allow you to stay in USA and all. If you were like we're willing to go to work in USA and all, there'll be some firms, there'll be one particular big four, I mean like companies where they'll be helping you to get into on the basis of L1, V1 visas and all. You can go there and you can work for some certain time and you can come back. If the person is allowing you to provide you like H1 and all, that would be the more advantage where you can work permanently. But you can start your business in Canada and all, not in USA. USA won't allow you easily to start a business. You should have this green card or you should be an H1B visa holder. This all visas and all will be provided by the companies. Like once you work with the company based on your experience, based on your how your working style and all, they'll give you some options to go and work in the client basis. See, basically there are some opportunities where we also got. There'll be some clients who will be asking you to come there and work. They'll be providing you L1 visas, B1 visas and all based on the relationship you build. So you can go there and you can work for certain period. If the client really likes you, he'll be providing you the H1B visa and you can start your own business there, or you can work with any CPA firms there. Or there are some big fours in USA also where you can work there as well.
Yeah, that's a real life scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for being transparent, Surya.
Yes.
Triyasha, you didn't speak. Somajit, anything you have to ask?
No, ma'am. Nothing
No,
to
ma'am.
say next in the time.
Okay.
I've introduced myself first.
Yes, right. So, Libu, you have already passed your FAR, right? FAR of CPA.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, that's a like huge achievement. Congratulations.
Yeah.
So, regulation, are you
Thank you.
prepared?
And I'm taking AUD in October.
You're taking OD in October. Okay. And after that, you will be preparing for BC and Reg.
Yeah, I haven't decided which one to take, BC or Reg.
Okay, great. So along with the Reg, I think you can do some preparation for EA as well, because as Sir said, that both of them are kind of same.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So anything you want me to let the people know? I mean, like Basmati or Shreya, if you want me to tell anything
Yeah,
apart from.
I think everybody have asked their questions. Guys, if you have any other question, please feel free to ask. We'll share the recording of this session also with you.
Okay.
Fine. So no questions, no more questions?
No, madam.
Okay, any feedbacks?
It was very nice interacting with you, Mr. Surya sir.
Yeah.
And I hope we can interact more during our classes and sessions in future.
Yeah, definitely. Sure, definitely.
Yeah. Thanks for clearing
Sir,
all the doubts regarding EA. And
yeah,
that's all. That's all about my feedback.
ma'am, this was a wonderful session with you all, and thanks for this wonderful session. And I am looking forward to our classes with our mentor sirs.
Thank you, Shreya. Thank you, everybody. So, should we end the session, Shreya?
Yes, ma'am. We can end the session, and also we will be starting our classes in second week of October. We will,
That's right.
we will be confirming the date to the respective students and prospects. So thanks all, and the prospects. If you are any doubt in your mind, you can contact your coordinators.
Yes. Thank you, Triyasha. Thank you so much, Ajit. Thank you, Dr. Datta. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Surya
Thank you
sir,
all.
for
Take care.
the
Have a good day.
conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Mukherjee. So, guys, those who are in Kolkata, you are supposed to come to our office on Wednesday, right? I think Shreya has already conveyed to you.
Ma'am, I'm yet to convey them.
Okay. So we are meeting on Wednesday.
At what time, ma'am?
We will tell you. We will tell you the time.
Huh.
Yes, Wednesday you come down to office, then we will tell you. Like I will intimate you in group WhatsApp group.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay, so
Sure,
come
ma'am.
down to office and collect your study materials. And guys who are yet to join, you can talk to your respective coordinators, and we'll be guiding you more on how to join.
We need to study. We need to collect our study materials on the Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday we'll be getting some of your study materials to start with, so that during the puja vacation you can at least go through the things.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yep. Thank you, Surya sir. It was a wonderful session indeed.
Yeah.
So
You're welcome.
yeah, thank you, and happy Mahalaya to everybody. So,
Happy
Mahalaya.
Okay, I'm ending the session. Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. See you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome.